Gwen's Market. How are you? Happy Friday, my friends. Oh, having a blast with Whatnot today. I think it's probably user error. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome. I'm getting it together, guys, I promise. So, do you want to start with, would you like to start with some doilies, or would you like to start with some vintage laces? Totally up to y'all. How are you doing? Wicked Flexed. Hi, Karen Doodles. Kay, how are you, my darling friend? Carol Red Jammin. Hi, Tina. Hi, Lynn. I think I got everybody. Okay, here we are. I got a whole walk load of vintage doilies and laces and all the things. And hey, my darling, I almost forgot my coffee. That's why I was 2 minutes late, because I forgot coffee. We can't do that. That's really bad for everybody's health. So, here's the game plan. We are going to run through some vintage doilies that I got yesterday when Maple and I were live thrifting. And I'm just going to run through them. If you want some, if you don't, it's all good. I just didn't really want to individually list everything because, taking pictures takes forever. And then we're going to jump right into playing with the journal that we started a couple of weeks ago before my little hiatus. And I do have kits available for that. You do not have to purchase the kit to play along. Grab your supplies. I know a lot of us just have a ton of supplies. But what I wanted to do was show you how you can make a journal with just a file folder and some regular papers. So that is what that is about. We are going to pin that. And we're going to run some of these gorgeous doilies. They are obviously, some of them are discolored. They're very old, and there is a lot of them. I actually have 2 of this one. It's stinking adorable. Whatnot keeps kicking me out of my own auction because, Whatnot, thank you for making this more difficult than it needs to be. Wonder Beloved, hi, love. Girl, I got so many good things. Like, I can't even. I told Maple, I'm like, no, they're too expensive. I can't do this. And she's like, Tam, you are going to hate yourself if you don't buy them all. So this is just a little frilly one. And I'm just running through them. Rob and I are going to be doing live thrifting tomorrow. So if anyone is in here that typically gets things from us live thrifting and you want to just throw a bundle and bundle your shipping for tomorrow, I'm good with that too. But I just wanted to show these to you all because they're so good. Hi, Maria. How are you, love? Rob Dim, hello and welcome. Did you have a good week, Maria? I'm okay. Isn't this adorable? Oh, you can read that in the camera. So it has some stitching coming apart. There's one that says cake and there's one that says bread. Oh no. I don't know where it went. Here it is. That one is the cake one. Whoever made these was uber talented. Um, this is one of, I think, 10 bags that I got. This has some staining on it, but so cute. Maria, I'm trying to picture that. You had a good week until you fell into the toilet while looking out the window. You know what my brain wants to ask right now? Was it before or after you flushed? Sawyer D, you love making these. Bless you, because that's like a whole lot of patience. These are actually from a vintage lot. These are old. They are not the newer ones. And this you're looking at half of it. So technically this should be a medium one. I know, Maria, so many questions. You wasn't going just between the toilet and the wall. The lid was down. Ouch, honey. That doesn't sound good. So this one is doubled. This one is going to make an awesome journal cover. You bruised your ribs. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Wanda beloved, thank you, love. Let me get you a bag. I love your name makes my life so easy. Did you notice how I do that when we're live thrifting? It's kind of cryptic if someone doesn't know you. One to be. She is the one to be. I humor myself, guys. It's a thing. I humor myself. Everyone else asked if you broke the toilet. Athena, you failed making a bag tonight. Athena, why are you not signed up for my raid train for June, man? Look at me just calling you out in front of God and everybody. That's kind of rude of me. Love you. It's okay. I've had it since eBay started and used to have an Etsy shop. Got it. You know, see nothing. You rated me? Thank you. Well, then let's do a giveaway. This one's good. This is a heart. Let's do a giveaway of an ephemera pack for Athena. There you go. If y'all have, I'm such a ditz, right? Okay. I'm going to make another ditz moment. Athena, you've got my phone number, right? For fuck's sake. Oh, excuse me. Gosh, I have send Athena. I'm writing a note. Number and sign up. It's a day. I've been having a day. I'm not even kidding. I like sit on my butt. You guys all caught that, didn't you? I literally sit on. Wonder what Red Next is gonna do for me. Sweet, it did it again. Wonderful Love is like, Tam, shut up and just run the damn thing. Guys, I've had a day. I'm not even kidding. Obviously. Wonderful Beloved, thank you, darling. And you know the best part about that is I'm live streaming to YouTube. Oh, Dr. Pepper spew. Love it. Everything that could go wrong today has gone wrong. Athena, I popped in your show for like 2 minutes and saw that you were sewing zippers. And I couldn't figure out what you were sewing zippers on. And I needed to get myself together and focus. So I popped right back out. So that's how that went down. This is like a heavier cotton, but it's cute. Got it. It sounds like my whole day. I missed the shit, so I'm good. Okay. We all have those. Obviously, I'm having one right now, so here we are. This is kind of do I need to move this up so you can see the whole thing? That's a little bit better. As long as you can't see my fuzzy socks, we're golden. All right. This is it's not like the crochet cotton. I don't know what it is. It's softer. I don't know. I have no idea. We're just gonna run it because that's it. I don't know. Wonderful. As long as I can see. You saw my socks? Oh crap! You can. They're purple. Does that count for anything? Here, I'll move it up. Um, I'm pretty sure Karen's giving me shit right now. This one's good. This has like the edges like that, and it's heavier, but it's good. We're just gonna run it. Run it, run it. I'm dropping stuff on the floor. Oh, ma'am. Why? He thinks I know. Everybody is just it's the beautiful thing of it is, yeah, it's Friday. It's the weekend. I'm going to get through these because I promised Maple that I would run them. And then we're going to play and we're going to make stuff. And I'm going to show you the stuff that I made on the camping trip. Alice, Gifty Gypsy, where in the heck is Alice? Rude. Told me Facebook has been diabolical, so this is mild. Okay, good. Told me that I need to do these are really cute. There's a mama doily with a little stain because mama's always got stains, and then this is the baby doily, and those are running. Anyway, she told me that I need to do a show of campsite creations because I legit took camping with us a tote with art stuff. One to beloved, thank you, love. And I sat at the campsite and made tags and little folios and all kinds of fun stuff. So, you should. Here's the thing, it's just for me to get away. I literally did not turn my phone on other than to take pictures of nature for 4 days. It was beautiful. For the very first time. So what I do is we get up usually, and here you guys are gonna crack up when I tell you this. I'm gonna run this. Wait, we're gonna see who won this. Sonia West 92009. Congratulations. I am going to send you an ephemera pack. Do you junk journal? A, and B, do you have a favorite color? Questions. Hi, you're very welcome. Sonia, your name looks new to me. Yes, girl. Oh, girl, I got you all the way covered. Green. You are new. And you junk journal. That's awesome. Welcome to my craziness. Do you like grungy or do you like pretty girly stuff? I remember still when I was little, crafts at camp using black paper powder and spiderweb. I don't remember the results or leaf crafts. One to beloved, you would have so much fun. I have a whole bag of goose feathers. You love paper and grunge. Perfect. We are going to be good friends. All right. No, don't hide Athena's note because Athena needs to be taken care of too. Alrighty. So I will send you an ephemera pack, and all of this is going to go out tomorrow morning because my husband and I go live thrifting on Saturdays, and we focus on things that you can repurpose, upcycle, and use in your journals. Did I run this thing? No, we stopped because of the giveaway. So anyway, One Beloved, what I did was is I went around, I actually harvested a ton of mullein, which at this campsite, they have a plethora of mullein. So I did that, and then we would get up in the morning. You guys ready for this? We would generally get up around 6:37 when the sun came up. You use that tincture? Yes, ma'am. I use it all the time. We would get up early and we would have coffee and we just sat at the campsite and I would do paper crafts and have my coffee. Usually I would make brunch around 10 or 11 and then we'd do some more crafty stuff. Rob read his book and then the wind started picking up, so I would put that aside, and in the afternoons we would go hiking, foraging for stuffs. I have 2 of these, and we're gonna go back to the smalls. Why not stop doing this to me? And then we would go back to the campsite in the afternoon, have lunch, and then I would do slow stitching until it got dark. And then when it got dark, I would grab my sketchbook and a headlamp and I would sketch. And we had a fire, and Rob would roast me marshmallows and feed me marshmallows because I think s'mores are a pain in the butt, and I'm not a huge fan of chocolate. Don't shoot me or disown me. And yeah, that's how that went down. These are linen, and this stitching is glorious. Like, so glorious. These are, let's see how wide these are. These are 11.5 inches, and I have 4 of them. Hi, Wendy. How are you, love? Yeah, it was amazing. I went to catch you up, Wendy. The Naked Maple and I were going to go live thrifting yesterday, and we were trying out different locations. We were struggling to find some place that had the combination of um, good items and Wi-Fi that we could use. And it was a struggle, so we ended up spending the day shopping, hanging out, and having a gay old time. And I found all of these amazing linens. So we are running them, and then we're going to craft. So if you're not interested in the doilies and you're just here for the crafting, go into my Buy It Now and look at, are these all the same? No, they are not. Look at the it's a journal kit. It's $20. I'm not telling you you need to buy it. I'm telling you look at what's in it, and it'll give you an idea of what supplies to grab so you can play with us. I'm not going to argue with you if you want to buy it. I'm just saying my eyes and my arthritic hands cannot do this anymore, but these are so beautiful to me. With linen and cotton, I love them so much. So we're going to probably do some tags tonight. And I already showed that one. I don't think I showed this one. And we're just going to play for a couple hours. I love the fact that these are all individually bagged. Mapes, how are you, babe? These are so good. Yes, I'm showing doilies because I committed to doing this. So here we are. Aren't they gorgeous? Man. Can I see the doily you had up before the Givey? Sonia. Was it before or after the one? Okay, hold on. Was it this one? Yes. There you go. Go me. That's running. I will. That sounds like a beautiful idea. Thank you so very much, Sonia, and thank you for your first purchase. Let me get you a bag. Oh, look. Y'all check out the bin. I have a lot of stuff in there. Okay, so we're not into the ones with the linen is what I'm catching. Hi, Mary. How are you? Look at this. So we're not into the linen stuff. I will put that aside and move along. How are you doing there? Do you have more of the doilies that don't have the linen? I'm going to run back through these real quick. I have two of these. This is like a double one. And if you know what you're doing, you can carefully extract this and end up with two. That is stinking cute. Tired, packed all day. Did I run those? The linen ones? Zombie Panda, how are you, sweet pea? This one is a crocheted with like a, here I'll lay it down so you can see. You always seem to have at least one issue with an order. Well, honey, you can always call me. You know that. Oh, run. Go. Go, 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 go. Was it good? Just got out of work, so now you're making your rounds saying hello. Awesome. We are going to run some doilies and some vintage lace. Karen, did you want me to run the linens? Or do you want me to just send you pictures of them later? The doilies. Pics. Gotcha, babe. Yeah, this is a big one. So we'll find a large one here. Thank you all for the shares. I greatly appreciate it. Why is what not being so stupid today? This one is 18. I don't want to stretch it, but yet I don't. It's over 18 inches, maybe 20. And this is what your edges look like. Goes And then it has the flower in the center, and it's really stinking awesome. Thank you for all 69 shares. Thank you so much. I know, it's insanely silly. Thank you, Sonia. I am really, you guys would be really proud of me. I will say this. I literally pulled, I have 10 bags of stuff, and I literally pulled 2 things out for myself. 2. Two, my friends. I know. Thank you, loves. We're gonna go back to our littles. I tried to find you, and by the time I got out of my meeting, you were gone. Was it crap? I think we need to do a clothing show on Monday. That's my take on that from that other store. I'm kind of curious what the Goodwills are going to be like tomorrow when Rob and I go. Guys, so here's my thought on this, okay? I would cut these off and use these as embellishments on tags, and I know they're vintage. Took you 50. It took me an hour and a half to get home from Scottsdale. Ma'am, I would like to say 5 o'clock traffic going north. Everybody wants to leave the city, and it's awful. But I made it safely. You don't have to yet, driving in Phoenix is hideous. I feel you. This one is really pretty. It's really delicate. I should have a white piece of paper down here. Like, come on, Tam. Handle your stuff. Here's my glue paper. Oh, such a difference. Fridays are awful. You can complain. I get it. I don't drive to town very often. Friday through Sunday should just hibernate. I don't go into town often. And when I went, oh, this is like a very fine, that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. But Maple and I were trying to find some new stores that we could do like joint venture shows at. And so we ventured over to Scottsdale. And it was quite a drive for both of us. And it was absolutely not worth it. The stores that had the good stuff had horrible service. And the stores that had service were just empty. Well, I'm used to the circles because when I go up north, there's circles up there. We used to have doilies all over the house. I know, my grandma had doilies everywhere. I used to make them. My grandma taught me how to make them. This one's really pretty. I'm just going to keep running them. And I'm going to keep chatting with you guys. I'm going to keep running and chatting. They're so pretty. Thank you, Sonia. It's almost time to yell at Rob for hot coffee. Thank you, Sonia. Stay. It almost fell. All right, these are, here we go. We'll do this one. This one is a larger one too. This is your pattern, Swirly Durlies. And yeah, I think lately coffee has been putting me to sleep instead of waking me up. You crocheted a few a long time ago, Mary. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a hot minute since I've crocheted doilies with threads. I crochet with yarn. I still make hats and scarves and blankets, but yes. And Mary, you're not allowed to buy any because you don't need them. You are here to chat with me, ma'am. And we're going to art. This is a larger one, and this reminds me of like peacock feathers. I like it a lot. We're going to take it to a medium just because I feel the urge to do it. There we go. So what do we have over here? I think it just stopped working and possibly ADHD brain. Reminds you of strawberries. True. Sonia, thank you so much. The last one looked like pineapple pat. Is that what it's called? I don't know, but it's pretty and it's going to Sonia's house. So, Sonia, send us pictures when you make something with these. Karen, Miss Doodle's lovely, a friend of mine. Guys, just ignore me for a minute. Yeah, coffee. If coffee does the opposite of what it does to most people, it's usually because of the chemicals in your brain. Is this the fabric that you were talking about, babe? Hi, Gabriel. Auntie Tam loves you. Okay. So now I know what I'm looking for. I'm going to set that aside just because I can. This, maybe somebody can. I'm going to put this under a large. This is actually a table runner. It has this beautiful crochet around the edges. It has an embroidery pattern. All of these little, oh my goodness, these are gorgeous. And its dimensions are, we're going to measure. 34 by 17. That's a weird dimension, but there it is. And it's just really pretty. And there you have it. I just don't know how it changed. Flip to switch. About to send you down a rabbit hole. I am. Yeah, I am. Because the thing with these, I know it's too cheap, but here's what I said I was going to do. I'm going to run all these tonight as I pull them out of the bags. And then when I take pictures and list them, I'm going to price them accordingly. So this is just for the lovely people that were, these are in tablecloths. We're not going to do those because I don't have a listing for tablecloths, you guys. I have two. Is anybody interested? Am I making a full journal tonight? Yes and no. Sonia, I have a YouTube channel. It's Tam's Creative Journey, all one word. And 3 weeks ago, because I've been gone for 2 weeks. We went camping for 2 weeks, and I did the first part of it where we made the cover out of a file folder. So we're going to pick up where we left off. So you can go to my YouTube channel and watch the beginning of it. And then I also did a demo on Daydreamer Debbie's. No, it wasn't Daydreamer Debbie's. Who did I do? I was on a raid train. I did a demo. Or it was our Friday night art play. I made tags and started the journal, and then I worked on it on my raid train. So there's 2 or 3 videos that are over on YouTube. English is so hard sometimes. I struggle with English, y'all. Okay, these are not going to be cheap, but it is 14 by 44. And it is this pattern. It is Gorgeous Table Runner. And we're going to start it at 10 if anybody wants it. I know Mary's screaming in her head at me. The caffeine didn't make you tired. It removed enough mental noise for you to feel the tiredness that was already there. According to science and ADHD brains. You know, not out loud. Okay. I'm going to set these back. We're just not going to do the table runners. Is anybody interested in looking at vintage lace? Oh, Alice, I'm so glad it's finally working. So stupid. Okay, so we got that. We did this one. These are tablecloths, runners. Guys, I legit have embroidered. It's a thing. I love April. So I have like this. I don't even know what to run them for, but they are stitched linen napkins. Amy a pink wig today, so she doesn't ask me to dye her hair. It didn't work. I saw that wig and it's really cool. Hey, did my blue one fit her? They are gorgeous. And you know the bad part about it is they are so meticulously kept in here. Whoever did these, they had like all of these linens put up and probably didn't use many of them. Like, isn't that gorgeous? And I'm just gonna cut it up. It was amazing. I'm gonna need pictures, ma'am. I'm running it. It's gorgeous. Miss Karen, I didn't mean you had to buy it, but it's gorgeous. Thank you, love. I don't think she wore it. She had 2 to choose from and took both. I don't remember which she wore. Got it. These are good. Okay. This kind of feels like cross-stitch cloth. Oh no. I'm running individuals. I am. These are hand embroidered from an estate. They are vintage and they are amazing. Ba-da-ba. And it's kind of crazy because there's not a lot of matches in here. This is another one that's on the linen. I love how they did this. And you can look closely at the stitching and you can see how it was hand stitched because every once in a while there's a mistake and machines don't make those kinds of mistakes. So that's a thing. Yes, these are vintage linen napkins that the Naked Maple and I found yesterday. I know, I tea-dye everything, or I chop it up. You use them under your flower vases? That's good. Look, this one has a stain, so maybe they did use them. Is this the one that I was curious about? It is. Mary, all-knowing, ma'am, explain this to me. Tosh! Love you, beautiful friend. It's open like a pillowcase. Jesus Christ, people. But it's open at both ends. Do you know what it is? It looks like a pillowcase, but it's like a big tube. It's this. Tosh, is Sonia your friend? She won my ephemera giveaway, and I'm corrupting her in the life of vintage linens. Does anybody know why this goes all the way through? Awesome. Anybody? A bolster pillow? Maybe? Oh no, but it's really cool. And that is a lot of linen, and if nobody buys it, I'm chopping it up. Bam. Because it's good linen. It's got that texture going on. It was awesome. I'm going to do a quick show recap on Whatnot in a little while. Put it over. That would require me to wear makeup. My idea of makeup is moisturizer, mascara, and lip gloss. Tosh, when are you going to go on? Because we're getting ready to art. Okay, that makes sense. Tasha, ma'am, your music is like priority in Tam's brain. Just saying. I've been watching all the posts that you guys did, and I was watching your sound check, and it was so amazing. What is this? This is a table runner. Do you guys know how bad? Did I sell the last one? I did not. Would you like me to run it again, Sweet Pea? I will run it again. Absolutely. This is the holy one that I was going to chop up. It goes all the way through. Through and through. God, myself. Wait, I want to watch a sound check. So follow Tasha and Arrested Development on Instagram. Sweet pea, thank you so very much. And let me get you a bag. They always post stuff. Yeah. Oh, Tosh, can you put the band info in the chat so everybody can follow you guys? I can actually call somebody Sweet Pea without getting in trouble. Sonia, I got to be in their music video. I got bragging rights right there. I got to meet Tasha in person, and my husband and I got to be in their music video. Yeah, that was me. It was so exciting. Anyway, Sweet Pea, thank you. I'm just like, that was a snotty thing to do. Such a brat. I got to hug her neck and I got to hang out with her and I got to have lunch with her. As long as I'm being a bitch, I might as well just go full out. It was so awesome. We had so much fun. Ugh, I know, puke. I'm fangirling over here. You guys, if you have never heard Tasha sing, then I don't know what you're even doing with your life, but I'm pretty sure that an angel decided to come earthbound and just crawl into that lady's voice throat because oh my gosh, she sings. It doesn't matter what she sings. It's awesome. Okay, did anybody want these last few napkins? Oh, she showed you the video. Yeah. I was the one that has the long white hair with the total hippie vibe going on. That's me. And we were dancing in the dance circle. All right, I'm going to run these last ones real quick, and then we're going to go on and play. We're going to play. You can check out my bin. I have a ton of stuff in the bin. Bite. Okay. Yeah, it's she got it. There's this one. This is a really it's got some stains on it. You can tea dye it or you can just rip it straight up. I mean, I wasn't really dancing out. Well, yeah, I was. I lied. I was dancing. I was jamming to the beat. I was jamming to the beat. It was really awesome, you guys. Just not gonna lie. It was, and then we got to go to the music festival. And it's the lake where Rob and I just went camping the last 2 weekends. They rent out the whole lake and camping area for this music festival. And after we did the video, Sweet Pea, thank you, love. It looks kind of like cross stitch fabric, but it's just so soft. Thank you, Sweet Pea. I will put that in your bag. Did I hurt myself? I did not. We in the morning we went and did the music video. Then we went to the venue where they were actually playing, and we got backstage passes and got to hang out with everybody in the band. I'm gonna jelly print on them. It would be cool to do a then and now mashup with doilies and modern patches on the stains, right? I love doing jelly prints on them. I'm going to show this one again because I think it's really awesome and I can't believe nobody got it because it has all of this stuff and it's just Mary, thank you, love. It's the bestest. You're so sweet. Thank you. I know you're dying. I told you you can't buy anything. You don't need these. Thank you, love. I appreciate you so much. Okay. Are we done looking at doilies, my friends? Do we want to move along? You guys are going to scream at me if I cut this stuff up, aren't you? We want to keep looking. Somebody give me some directions. So I have those. I showed those. I didn't want the linen ones. So now I'm going to be rude. No, next generation. Okay, Tosh, I really want to come see your recap, but we got to art. You upcycle onto clothing, so I probably wouldn't yell at me. Okay. No, next generation usage. I'm going to show you the one thing that, oh, you know what? I have a whole bag I can show you. Hold on. I'm going to show you the one thing I took out of this for me. Okay. It's rude, but I'm going to show you anyway. Because I couldn't resist. It's a little pouch. And it has snaps. And it's freaking adorable. And it has a little thing that it can hook to your belt or your apron or whatever back in the day. It's a purse. Isn't it the best? I kept that for me. And I was a good girl. I know, right? It's a church purse. My grandma used to have one. And then I kept one of these because we're going to chop these up and use these. So go see Tosh. Go do her see her recap. Will I make a listing for the mini paper chopper, the one with the storage drawer? Yes. I don't know where it is. Okay, well, if I can't find it, I'll send you mine. Perfect. We'll be here. Add temporary listing. Craft supplies. How much did I tell you it was? I don't remember. I'm so glad you found me too. Do you want to wait till tomorrow when we're live thrifting? And I'll figure it out tonight after we get done. That would be much better. Did I say it was 10? Does 10 sound good? Okay. And it's going to be in a flat rate box. So we'll just do that. And add listing. If you don't want to grab it tonight and want to wait till we're live thrifting tomorrow, I'm cool with that too, but it's there. So if you're not going to come live thrifting with us tomorrow, then just wait till tomorrow if you want to bundle shipping, is what I'm trying to say. English is hard these days. Okay. Back to where we were at. Yeah. Lace or more doily stuff, guys? We'll do more doily stuff. Here's a doily. This is old as dirt. This one came out. I have a whole bag of them from the 92-year-old lady that passed away. And I inherited all of her sewing room, which has been very daunting and has really, really messed with me. Athena, you fixed your bag. That's good. See? I have faith in you, my friend. What'd you do wrong? Share with the class what you did wrong because we learn from each other's mistakes. You're supposed to cut on a fold. Well, yeah, that makes sense. And this is Karen's. Put that in Karen's bag. So were you doing this? Wait, I'm confused. You were doing but you missed it, so now you got to fix your kits. How many kits did you sew? that would be a little daunting. There is this one. This has natural aging down here. It looks like somebody took coffee stains to it. It is not perfect, but it is gloriously beautiful. And I will say that a lot of this lady's fabric and sewing supplies, she had, this is it, doubled. Her husband was in the military, and so they traveled all over the world. So I literally have at my house vintage fabric from Japan. This is, it's kind of in a shell shape. This is that pineapple pattern again. So this is going to hang over. It is a time capsule. Wonder Beloved, if you could just come to my house for like a day or so and look at all this stuff, you would be dying. And I am overwhelmed because there's so much and I don't know how to show it. So I'm just literally, I wish I could show you guys this bag. It's so big. This is, here, watch. I'm going to turn my camera. I'm going to show you. We're not going to spill the coffee. We're going to do this. Move it over here. I'm going to swing you. Hold on, my friends. We're going for a ride. I'm going to have to get out of the holder to go for a ride because it doesn't want to go. Go for a ride. So this is the bag that I'm dealing with. There's laces, there's trims, there's doilies, and all of this stuff. This was her go-to bag. This is like an old shirt. I mean, how do you even show this stuff? You know what I mean? I don't. I'm trying, my friends. I'm trying. And I can only do so much, and then my brain just starts going, nope, no more. On a hanger. On your way. Mary lives close enough she could come help me. I know. I'm going to unplug my phone for a little bit because it's hot. So somebody remind me to check it in a little bit. Put it on a hanger. Here, like this. This is obviously, she cut it up for some project or another. I don't know. It's got gorgeous flowers. It's got some staining. It's there. We'll just run that if anybody wants it. Anytime. I know, Mary. This evening we are working on the journal that we're making out of just, yeah. I mean, just you see where I'm at, right? This one's really pretty. I like this one. She obviously liked this pineapple-y stitch because there's quite a bit of it. We're doing a journal. It's out of a file folder. And we've done a couple of shows with this stuff. I do have kids in the bin, but we're just kind of randomly working on it. Are we done with this, you guys? Yes? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. Are we? Do we feel done? Yeah, I need to, you know, I need to get it organized because it just makes my head hurt. And I need room in my house. It looks like a thistle. Oh, Wonder Beloved. I took the most gorgeous pictures of thistles when we were up at the lake. It was so amazing. Here, we're going to get stuff out. We're going to play. So what I did was, for this, we've made some tags. All of this is just out of file folders and the kit that we have. Okay. In the kit, I put a piece of this for a stencil. There's envelopes, there's cards, there's these. There's laces, threads, some tissue paper. I can. Thank you. Unpin. Better. There. It's got tissue paper. This is just some sketch paper. So what I did was is I went through and I grabbed things that, thank you for reminding me because my brain is all over the place. These are stickers. And what I said was, is just grab what you have. Dictionary pages, cardstock, different envelopes, old stationery. And we started with a base of a file folder. Okay. So what I'm doing is, and a piece of fabric came with it. And what else did I use out of there? I made a list. The file folder and then a piece of this heavy canvas cotton fabric. So what we did was we stamped on the fabric with permanent ink, just random stamping. Then we took some coffee, we sprayed it, and we let it dry. And then we cut down our file folder, and this is all in the YouTube video. We cut down our file folder and we glued it to it. That's what we did last time. In one of my demos, somewhere along the way, I sewed. So I literally have a sewn thing. And then the other thing that we were doing is we made some little, this is like a little booklet, some tags. And what I suggest when you're doing something like this is grab one or two stamps, grab a stencil. I'm going to move you guys' stuff. And stick to like 2 or 3 colors. You don't want to have your whole art room in front of you and all of your supplies because it gets ridiculously overwhelming. And believe me, my ADHD brain knows how overwhelming it gets. So the theory behind this is, with just a few things, you can use an old file folder. If you don't have old file folders, if you don't have old file folders, then use an old cereal box. Use junk mail. Use whatever you have. And I wanted everybody to understand you don't have to buy a ton of pretty things to create your own journal, right? Not even remotely necessary. And what I did, this does not want to stay. Excuse me, I'm fighting with this. We're going to set it aside for right now. We're going to use this one because it's sewn. And this one is just being silly. So what I did was I grabbed a couple of stamp sets. I have 2 stamp sets here that I grabbed. I grabbed this for texture. And I took the pages out of the kit and I folded them down into 2 signatures. Wendy, thank you. It's literally stamps. I on the purple here, I foolishly did not grab my permanent purple, but I use the archival inks. You can also use StazOn, and I'm sure there's a billion other permanent inks out there, but my favorite is the archival or the StazOn. And these stamp very well on fabric and all things. And if you let them dry before you glue them, excuse me, they won't smear. So, stamped with a few chosen stamps. Let the ink dry, and then you can I got a little spray bottle. I mixed up some instant coffee and I just spray it and it's coffee dyed. Sometimes if I forget to fill that, I actually use my coffee cup and dump coffee in there. Eh, It's kind of how I go, you know? Um, so we've got, oh, my three colors. So I have the brown, the green, and the purple, and that's my color theme for this particular journal. Um, Another thing I did with the offcuts of our file folder, this is going to be a tuck spot. I did some stamping, some tags with a stencil. This pocket, thank you. God, why was that so hard? This is another pocket we made, and if you look at it, this is the edge of the file folder, and instead of cutting this off, I just flipped it up. I did some stamping, splattered it with some ink, cut out a little circle here, and created a journaling spot. This is all from just file folders. This one is another journaling card. I took it to my sewing machine and just did a little zigzag stitch. This is another little book I was working on. Obviously didn't finish it. So, I mean, this here you can see is your file folder. This is going to be a pocket that I put in my journal. All of these things are literally made out of ink, stamp, and the file folder. May 8th was when we did the tags and all of this. If you go to the May 8th YouTube, you'll be able to see what all of this is. What I wanted to show you tonight is taking your cover and binding some pages in. Now, you can do one of two things with this, and everybody's different. Everybody has a different philosophy and way of doing this. You can choose to decorate all your pages and then bind them into your journal. And a lot of people will do that because it eliminates a lot of the fear of messing something up, if that makes any sense, right? Um, for me, I make so many journals. It's okay. Mistakes are learning experiences and sometimes end up really awesome. That's the thing. So, to make a signature, I need a piece of computer paper to do this. So what a signature is it is a number of pages, envelopes, anything that you want to put in your journal to write on, to create on, all the things. What I've done here, we're going to do one at a time and I'm going to show you. I'm going to grab, I'm not going to grab my bone folder because it's still packed in my camping thing. Let me see if I've got one back here. I do. Okay. Got an old one. So I've grabbed envelopes. This is stationery. And these pages all come in the kit that I'm selling. Don't have to buy the kit. Use your own papers if you have them. But for somebody that's new and starting out, this gives you all the things to make your first journal not have that intimidation of pretty printed papers that you spent a ton of money and time cutting out and all of that. These are just things that you will use from around your house. Okay. Hi, Patty. How are you, beautiful? We're making a journal. So these are like stationery pages. Like I said, this is out of a sketchbook. This is some old computer paper or old printer paper that had the dots. Grid paper, my favorite to play with, and some this paper. So when a couple of things I want to show you. If you are going to bind an envelope in, okay, it is very important before you bind it, because if you sew this down, you're not going to have that pocket. Ledger paper. Thank you, Wendy. You're just going to be my brain tonight, babe. You want to cut this down where that fold is. And if you want to, you can cut it to match so it's a folding pocket, or you can tuck it in. So it's just a pocket that goes in here. However you want to do it is perfectly fine. If I were going to, I'm going to do the easier one because I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, the other one's going to be easier. So let's just say this one we're going to fold down, and this one we're going to kind of cut to match. And for me, I'm just going to eyeball this. Completely eyeball this to where it kind of matches. Good enough for me, because this is going to probably be covered by something. You want to make sure you do that with all of your envelopes before you bind them in so they're actually usable. Okay, that's important, because there's nothing worse than getting everything bound into your journal and find that you can't use your envelopes because they're like this. It's not good. Okay, so what order are we going to put this in? That's personal choice. I did one of the pieces of cardstock for my covers, and I am going to start here. And you know, my love of green and grid papers and all of that is going to play a major role here. So we've got a white paper, next to the green, and then we have this really pretty stationery paper next to here, and then we're going to put some book page in the center, some grid paper because Tam loves her grid paper. Let's put a blue, a white, a pink. We're going to do our envelope, and then we are going to use this. So this is going to be my center. Yeah, that should work. Okay. So all of that. Oh, I missed a grid paper. How did she do that? I use grid paper to journal because no matter which direction it's going, you've got lines. That's my personal take on that. Okay. All of this is going to go inside of here. It's going to hang over. You can tear it down now, you can do it later, whatever. I'm not too worried about all of this. If you are worried about all of this, you can do this. Take a knife and just slice all that excess off. You don't want to get rid of this excess. You want to have this excess and use it in clusters and all of that. So we're going to set that aside. We are also going to go over here. Did I cut that straight? Absolutely not, ma'am. This is a problem. I never cut this stuff off. I just leave it. And it just creates beautiful grunge. The other one's going to be grungy, I promise. And I'm cutting, I have a glass mat under all my stuffs. So if you're wondering, I'm chopping my desk up. I'm really not. The other thing you can do, which I personally prefer to do, is just tear these. Yes, ma'am. Just rip it off. It's kind of hard to get a hold of. So you can have ripped edges. So there's that. Done and done. Okay. So we're going to go back to our book cover. Now, when I did this, and I think you can see it, file folders generally have these little gussets that you can fold to widen them at the base. And I use those, I leave them and I use them as a place to set my signature. Okay. Let's get the other signature put together before we do this. Other signature. We're going to leave this. We're going to have 2 open ends. Another envelope that needs to be dealt with. Again, snippet. We're going to do both of these. Because, come on, Tim, handle it. And I can even these up later if I need to. I just want to make sure that they're cut off before I bind it. And if I decide I want it going in later, then it can go in. However, I decide I want that. This one is going to be 2 pockets going inside. So we're going to leave that as like right in the inside of our cover. We've got a blue page. Throwing stuff everywhere because that's how we're rolling today. I think I want this to be my inside. So I'm going to flip that around. And we're going to do some more of this. I have a couple of these pages in here. I love these to write on, to sketch on. They're just, it's a thing, you guys. Green paper goes with that really well. Some more white. Some grid. So if I want to, I can draw here and I can journal here. If I don't like that idea, then I can scrap it and just cover it up. We want this. Is there a rhyme or reason to how I decide how to do this? Eh, I know how I journal. So when I put this type of thing together, I put it together according to how I journal. Um, in this type of a scenario, I will sketch in here, I will write, I will take notes. I do so many different things in my journals. I don't typically, because you can really just do whatever you want. It's your journal. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be pristine with all of your printables and all of that. This is all about just creating something that you're comfortable playing in. And that is why I like to do these journals, is because there's really no rules to it, you know? That is my point with this. I'm smashing it down to make sure everything where it needs to be before I start ripping stuff off of here. Again, these edges, you can ink them up. They're going to look really awesome. Are they going to stick out? Probably. I don't care. It's okay. Everything's okay. Everything will be okay, because when you're creating stuff like this, you can adjust, you can change it, and nothing's set in stone. All right. I created this. So, gosh, I've got stuff everywhere now. I shouldn't complain. Rob made me this big, gorgeous desk, and I just got it covered up with stuffs. So we're going to sew in 2 signatures, okay? You want to, the best thing to do, because all of this is the size of a printer page, right? So we're going to fold this, and we're going to find the center. Now, you can do a 5-hole stitch, or you can do a 3-hole stitch for a journal like this. The 3 is much easier and beginner friendly. So I folded this in half lengthwise, so I found the center of that, per se. If I want to find the center there, I'm just going to fold it again in force, and I found that center. And then I want to go down about 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the bottom, okay? So what I'll do is I'll just give this a little fold. And so now I have all of my folds to make a journal. When I open this back up, I'm going to see if I can find a black, something that will show up. That's a hot mess. So there's here, here, and here. That is for the 3-hole stitch. If you want to do a 5-hole, you can put one in the center of each of these. It's personal preference, whatever you want to do. For right now, I'm going to show you the 3-hole. So what you want to do is get your binding stuff, and you need an awl or a pokey tool. You need some type of thread, whether it can be this is waxed linen thread, and you want a decent sized needle. And ask me where I put my needle. Oh, it's in the bottom of my thing. And it's just a darning needle. You can use a larger needle if you want to. Sometimes it's easier. It would be easier for you to see what I'm doing if I got the bigger one, though, now that I think about it. Okay. You also want to have some type of a clip if you are have never done this before. You don't want to lose hold of your pages. It's sometimes better to clip them. So you saw me pushing this down, making sure we're in the center. I'm just checking if you have directional pages, you want to make sure your top and I'm making sure that that envelope is going to get caught in the center. And when using this envelope, I'm kind of like, ooh, it's not going to get caught by two holes. Let me see. So I'm checking this, and here's why I'm checking it. If I put it at the bottom, it's going to get caught. Ooh, barely. So a little bit up from the bottom. It'll get caught by two of my holes, if that makes any sense at all. So I'm going to have two threads in it. So we're going to keep our envelope there. I'm just kind of talking you through how I'm doing this. I had some book page in here. Okay, it's still centered. That's good. And we're going to go to our middle. Now, when you go to your middle, what you want to do, remember what's top and bottom. This is our top because that's the top of our envelope, right? And we are going to take this paper. We're just going to lay it in here. We're going to take our awl or our pokey tool, and you're going to find that center mark, and you want to close it. Don't put your finger over where you're going to poke, okay? And if you kind of wiggle a little bit and push it through all of those pages, you want it to come out as close to that fold as humanly possible, okay? We're going to pull that out, and we're going to do the other two holes. It's going out there. And then we're going to go up to this last hole. Come on. And we're going to go through there. Okay. Now, before I let go of this, what I'm going to do is take one of these little clips, and I'm going to, not my page that I'm holding everything with, or that I'm using for my guide. My pattern. Words are so hard today. I want to remove my pattern, is what I'm trying to say, because we need it for the other one. And we are just going to clip our pages. So those holes are going to stay aligned. And then we're going to poke the other one. Where did our other one go? Oh, it's inside of here. Good job. So we're going to grab the other one, and we're going to repeat that. Rinse and repeat. Okay. Find our center. We're going to make sure our envelopes are a little lower down so they get caught. These are good. Anything that goes to the top is at the top. Got this. We're going to put our pattern in, and we're going to rinse and repeat and poke holes. Yes, these kits are in the bin, and you will get all of this paper that we're getting ready to bind in here, as well as your file folders, the fabric to cover. No, you can't move it now, ma'am. Oh, it just slid. Okay, that stays there. See how I didn't make that straight? It's going to stay unstraight because I don't want a ton of holes in here because that will make a big ol' hot mess. Ask me how many times I've stabbed myself right there. I have a scar. Been doing bookbinding for a lot of years, you guys, and this is like the easiest way that I've found to a beginner friendly one. Gosh, I just wrecked this. Okay, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the other one first because this one's gonna test the patience. Do this one first. Now you want to mark your holes in your book. So, as I was saying, I use these two little gussets for the indentations for my signatures. So I want it to be kind of in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eyeball it, and I am going to center this piece of paper. My fold is right in the center of there, and then it's right in the center at the bottom. And I am going to figure out where I put that pin, and I'm just going to mark those holes. And then I'm going to go over to the other one, and we'll just do it like this. So I'm going to mark these holes, and I want them centered. And that's our pattern set aside. Put the pin back so you can find it next time you need it, man. Then you're going to take your awl and you're going to poke those holes. And sometimes poking through the fabric can be a little or a lot challenging because we are poking through a file folder as well as fabric, okay? Now, some people like to put eyelets in here to give it some sturdiness, but because this is just a basic, I'm going to play in this journal, and it's not I'm going to sell this journal and it needs to be perfection. This is just for me personally. I don't worry too much about that. I also know that I can restring stuff. I can rebind it. I can change what I'm doing. Now, here comes fun parts. I always like to start at the back of my journal when bindings, meaning the one that's going to be furthest to the back first and then work my way to the front. I am right-handed. If you are left-handed, I suggest you start with the left side first and work your way to the back. There's my tip number 1 for the day. If you're left-handed, you want to do it opposite. I have an avalanche of stuff over here. It's driving me insane. Uno momento, my friends. Okay. All right, that's much better. So you can use just this plain thread. You can use embroidery thread. If you're using the embroidery thread, I suggest that you use all 6 strands. I am actually going to use this purple wax thread. When you're doing the 3-hole they say rule of thumb is to do 3 links of your journal for each signature. I often just work off the spool. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to thread our needle. Now, if you want your strings on the outside so you can dangle beads or whatever, you want to start on the outside and go in. If you just want to tie off your knot on the inside, because I'm a pro like that. No, I hate wasting stuff. If you want to tie them on the inside, then just do from the inside. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your needle through that center hole. Okay. You are going to put that needle through the center hole in your cover, and you're going to pull that through. Next, you're going to go up, making sure that you're in line with this. You're going to go in either the top or the bottom, and then you want to put that needle through that top hole that we poked. Is it going through everything? It's kind of being a little difficult, but there we go. So you're going to go through either the top or the bottom. It doesn't matter. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining. We are just doing a simple pamphlet stitch. You're going to skip the middle and you're going to go back down. You're going to go out this bottom hole, making sure that you are in alignment on the same one, okay, with your cover. We're going to come out the journal cover, pull that, and then we're going to go back through the center hole. Now, you do not want to pierce this, so you want to be conscientious of, I have my string pulled this way, so I'm going to go on this side of it, and we are going to go up and try to avoid that string. Where are we stuck at, folks? If you're having a problem getting through here, which you will, it's inevitable, everybody does it. You can go and go, oh, where did my needle get messed up? Well, my needle got messed up right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back just a little bit and then catch that hole. And if you need to, you can manually get it through all of those holes that you poked until you get it to the center. Okay. You get knots. Are you using wax thread, Karen? We're going to pull this up through. Now, pay attention, my strings are on. I'm going to take this needle off and I'm going to stick it up here so I don't lose it. Where can I stick it? We're going to stick it in that tape. So you want to pull this tight before you tie anything, right? This is not acceptable. So we're going to pull from this end. And I pierced my thread, but I can go like this and unpierce it. Okay. This is a really long thread. I don't know why I did that, but we're going to pull this tight. You don't want to rip your papers, but you also want this to be taut. Okay. So I got way too much string here, even when I did it from the spool. You're going to do a simple overhand knot. Here I do a surgeon's knot, which is wrapping through twice. It's what I teach in the beading classes. Pull it down and get a pair of scissors and snip it off. I'm going to leave this long just because it's long, so we'll probably throw some beads on it at another day. Okay, so now that we got that done, now if you're finding that your pages are doing this wonky stuff here, what I suggest you do is go through with either your bone folder. My bone folder is obviously dirty. No, that's fine. Left over right, right over left. That's what I just did. I did left over right, the right over left, except for I looped it through twice instead of just once. You're good. And you can either use a bone folder, you can use your fingers to just kind of make everything settle in, right? It's not going to be perfect. It doesn't need to be. We're going to decorate this. We're going to put stuff in it. We're going to write in it. We're going to make notes in it. We're going to do all the things in it, right? Do you guys see what I just did? Sweet Mary Jesus. After I told you to double check, I still put it in upside down. Oh, Mary. So, what are we going to do here? We're going to fix it. Who just snort laughed at me? Do you know how hard it is to untie? I know you did. So that was a rhetorical question. We're going to do this thing. We're going to do it again. Just make sure you got it right, right? So, how many of you here have never made a journal? Just a question. The beautiful thing about creating, it's 10 times harder on camera. Yeah, it is. It's 10 times harder when I'm babbling and talking and doing the things, but it's no excuse for this nonsense because I just told you to check and then I didn't. Fun part about this, fun facts, is when you're creating, and yeah, this is a major mistake. This is a pain in my butt. However, if you look at this, I'm going to clip this so I don't lose this craziness. There's always ways to fix stuff, you guys. It may not be the optimum way. You may be like freaking out right now if you were me, and I'm just like, I'll change it. It's no big deal, really. Sort of flip this over. We have our thread, and we're going to make sure that our envelopes are facing up. No one died. I have a ton more paper in my room if we need to refix something. That's the beautiful thing about art is you just do your thing. All right, we'll do this again. Through all the center holes. This is the top. To eliminate that, you can take a pencil and write T at the top because you've determined the top. So in the center, you can do T. And then I can go, oh, my butterflies are going this way. So I want to go in this hole here. No one died. Hey, look at the bright side. Only 7 people just witnessed that horrific thing I just did. Do as I say, not as I do, my friends. That should be my mantra for the day, right? I told you to check. And the first one just went in like smooth as butter, right? And now it's just gonna be obnoxious. It is harder on camera. But I've been doing it on camera for years, so I should have this like down pat, right? We're gonna go down through this bottom. Are you gonna act up? Out this. So essentially what happened there is, I did it upside down, but you see how it's, there's no point in panicking. There's no point in freaking out. At the end of the day, it's just paper. And we can do our thing here. Well, that beautifully went in there. So bless that. Go on the other side, pull it up, pull that tight. See, all's good. Before you tie your knot, check the outside. Make sure that this is taut. It really isn't. We need to tighten this up a little bit. Check and make sure that your envelope, this is your top. Check and make sure your envelope is facing the right direction, which it is. Now tie your knot. Your threads are on either side. You're going to go left over right. And then you're going to go right over left twice. And pull that down. And our first signature is correct. Bam! Bada bing. We have that all done in there. And we're going to go to our second one. And this one I punched crooked holes, so this ought to be fun. Again, we're going to grab a thread. Thread your needle. We are going to go okay. So here's my suggestion, because Tim starts talking and then we got craziness. This is the top. See, just a little thing that says top. Tells me where I need to go with this, right? We're going to go through the center. We're going to go through the center hole in the front of our journal. We are going to pull that through. We're going to go to the top through that hole. Oh, is that a little close? And then we want to go through that hole there that has all of our pages. Pull that through. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom. That crooked hole that we made. Oh, it worked. We're going to go through this last hole, out, and then we are going to go back through this central hole. Come on, stop fighting me. Trying not to catch that thread. Which I just did. So I'm just going to pull it back out a little bit, miss the thread, and then we're going to go through this hole, go up through our pages, and again, our needle's lost somewhere in here. So we're going to look for it. Where did we get lost, my friends? Oh, clear over there. That didn't work. Our paper slipped. That's why it wouldn't do it. Coming up through here, pull that all the way up. We're going to pull it tight. Everything is tight out here. We're going to get rid of this needle so I can stop stabbing myself. We're going to cut these threads. Make sure everything's tight. Left over right. Right over left. Loop through twice. Good night, Athena. Hey, Athena, I'm going to message you that thingy when I get off tonight. So check it when you get up in the morning, babe. Pray, please. And there we have it. Wackadoodle, but we have it. So we have this little handmade journal. You can decorate these. You can do whatever you want with them. Obviously, we're going to decorate the insides. Athena, there's only morning spots left. Are you okay with that? And here we are. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, love. Well, it's not going to be morning for you. Easy peasy, right? So what we can do is, just to give you an idea of where we're going to go with this. So you can come in here and, like, on my inside cover, I can stamp, I can collage, I can put this in and use this as a pocket for tags, for pictures, for notes, for receipts, whatever I want it to be. I could do the same with this. I could just keep this as a functional pocket and keep my receipts in here. I can make lists. I can do journaling. All the things that I can sketch, that you understand that this, you're not going to be as precious with this as you would be with a journal that has all the foo-foo stuff in it. And you're going to be more apt to use it, right? You can play in these, you can practice, you can experiment. Experiment with your paints, experiment with the supplies that you have. Maybe you want a place where you can just put a little strip of all of the different washi tapes you have. So you can say, oh, I can turn to this page and I can see what washi tapes I have available. Um, that's just that's a whole thing, right? So actually, this turned out very well there. Good eyeball time. Got that. And these pages will settle down. I pulled it pretty tightly just because I have a lot of pages in here. And this one I'll probably just open this up, or I can open the top, but I'm going to leave that for another day when I figure out how I want to decorate it. So there, we have our journal. There's that. I do want to show you some of the things that I made when we were camping, and then we're going to go play with Tasha. I think she's still on. So I just grabbed obviously some file folders, a couple of stamps, and some jelly prints. And I very often ask how I use my jelly prints. You can use them in collaging, in snippets, and all the things. So this is just a little journaling tag that's going to end up in my journal because I use the same color scheme because that happens to be what was sitting on my desk. It literally, this is Campside Creations. Little journal tags. I really like this one, but I didn't have any blue ribbons with me. So I'm going to get some blue ribbons and do that. And then I love making these. I've been making these for years. It's a cute tag, but it's kind of like a hidden journaling spot. And I obviously just used some scrap papers that I had up there, and I bound it in with embroidery thread because I had my slow stitch kits up there, and made myself this tiny little tag folio that's going to go there. So there, my friends, is I am going to start putting together campsite creations, and I have been urged to sell my stuffs. And so I'm going to start, I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I think it'll be fun to do like campsite creations where you get to purchase some of the tags and some of the things that I make while we're out camping. It's kind of cool. Sounds cool in theory, right? Sounds good to me. This is one we made a couple of weeks ago. What is this? This is the little pocket tag we made. You like that idea? You think I should start selling this stuff? I don't sell this stuff. I make this and I give it for gifts. So that's a whole new thing for me. This was a spray ink thing I did. My tags are awesome. Thank you. They're nowhere near as awesome as yours, ma'am. I love doing like little mini books. Little mini books are my jam. And the reason is I love doing like mini sketches. So I guess I feel like I do a lot like sketching on Rolodex cards. So I'll just grab a pen or a pencil and I'll just start sketching. Blank. There's some faces. So this is something that I like to do if I'm watching somebody's show, if I'm on a phone call, or I'll just sit down and start sketching some stuff. So my thought process is to incorporate these into the tags, and I know I have a whole stack of them sitting next to me at all times. I have two different sizes. I have the larger ones that I like using here, and then I've got a whole thing of, well, I have my whole small Rolodex over here, but I have one of the bigger Rolodexes that I used to do like mixed media minis on. And so I need to get back to that in life. Rolodex cards are the best. Sketching in nature and sketching plants and bees and birds and mushrooms and all those things I love, and I love drawing faces. So you will find a lot of that on my art. All right, my friends, does anybody else need anything? Are we good? Can we go see Tosh? Because I know she's over there babbling away. I know she is. And I want to go see. Let's see if she's still on. Tosh is on. There we go. Perfect. I will see you all. Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Happy Friday, and we will go live thrifting tomorrow. If there's anything that you're particularly looking for, send me a DM and I will do my best to get it popped into the bin before we go live thrifting tomorrow. We're going to go see Tasha. Missy Tasha. It was so good to see you, Wendy. I'm glad. Absolutely. Much love to each and every one of you. Have a blessed rest of your night, and I'll see you tomorrow.